Obi-Wan Sherlock Clousseau is a rather notorious agent of the Imperial Inquisition, holding the distinction of being one of the earliest known members of the organization. Obi-Wan was best known for his tireless efforts in working to expose any sort of genetic deviance, as well as the heretical actions of unsanctioned psykers. Despite this, precious little was known about this infamous Inquisitor, with even the knowledge pertaining to the identity of his very ordo remaining somewhat of a mystery. Until now. In early M42, the Inquisition would come into possession of a number of heavily encrypted documents that had been previously hidden away by order of the High Lords of Terror. These documents would since be decoded, revealing the following information about Inquisitor Obi-Wan Sherlock Clousseau. Obi-Wan would begin his career acting as an interrogator for the Inquisitorial Lord Jinsgon Kui, so named for his unchecked dependence of alcoholic substances. Upon Obi-Wan's promotion to that of a fully fledged Inquisitor, Inquisitor Kui would present Obi-Wan an acolyte of his own to train, a young man named Anarchus. Kui's reasoning was that Anarchus bore untapped physical and psychic potential, which Kui claims was shown to him by one of the mysterious beings known as the Watchers in the Dark. Whether Kui legitimately conversed with such a being, or if this encounter was a result of an alcohol-fueled stupor, is unclear. Obi-Wan, however, had no desire to take the man as his acolyte, viewing the young Anarchus as being too emotionally unstable and that he looked funny. Despite this, Obi-Wan reluctantly took Anarchus as his acolyte out of respect for his former master, and would begin training Anarchus in the ways of the Inquisition. But unbeknownst to Obi-Wan, Anarchus was a man of many perverse indulgences, most notably that of murdering children, sand, and pregnant women. Did I? Oh, this must be a typo. As he worked as an Imperial agent, Anarchus realized that the Imperium could only sate 2 of these urges, leaving the third unfulfilled. Anarchus would discover a hidden tome which allowed him to summon the demon prince of Slaanesh, known as Christo Farley, a being also known informally as Dookie. Anarchus would fall to chaotic corruption when the demon prince used a warp-tainted marker pen to brand chaotic runes into Anarchus's flesh? Alright, Anarchus would flee from Imperial space shortly thereafter to an unknown world. Distraught at his acolyte's betrayal, Obi-Wan would travel across the length and breadth of the galaxy in his search for Anarchus. During his journeys, Obi-Wan would encounter the cybernetically augmented Slith mercenary, who was known only by the title of Grievous Harm with a Body, upon a forge world that was slowly being co-opted by the Tau Empire. To Obi-Wan's surprise, the Slith general knew of Anarchus's location, but promised to only reveal such information if Obi-Wan would best him in a duel of blades. Using his faith in the Guard Emperor to augment his physical strength, and by cheating through the use of a plasma pistol, Obi-Wan would defeat the general, who kept his word by revealing that Anarchus had established a base of operations upon the volcanic death world of Mustafar. Oh, well, they have been busy. Anarchus, through unknown means, would become made aware of Obi-Wan's approach, and as Obi-Wan emerged from his landing craft, Anarchus would begin to plead his case to his one-time friend and master. Obi-Wan refused to listen to his words, declaring Anarchus as a heretic. Anarchus, in response, would accuse Obi-Wan of having his garments filled with more sand than a Talon sleeping bag? That must be very coarse and rough, and it must get, everywhere. Angered by the slanderous claim, Obi-Wan proceeded to activate his chainsword, prompting Anarchus to do the same. The two would battle against one another for the next 3 hours, causing approximately 12 million credits in damages to the resource-gathering machinery of the Adeptus Mechanicus in the process. despite their equal skill in swordsmanship, Anaki's would grow cocky, allowing Obi-Wan to take advantage. By using the Emperor's holy high ground, Obi-Wan would lop off all of his former acolytes' limbs in but a single strike, causing Anaki's to tumble into one of the world's many rivers of lava. Obi-Wan would then depart from the world, never to be seen again, though it is rumored that he would somehow end up within the dark realm of Comarag, deep within the Webway. A few hours after this, Lord Inquisitor Remlace of the Ordo Theoreticus and his acolyte Naerina would make planet fall upon Mustafar. Wait a minute, when the hell did this happen? As they approached the site of Obi-Wan's duel with Anakin, Naerina would slip on a small patch of sand, causing her to fall into the lava. What? Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Thankfully, Naerina would survive due to Remlace's own technological expertise. But of course, Naerina would become encased within the specialized suit of power armor that also acted as a life support system. Naerina would ask if our turtle friend, Sir Shelley, had survived the mission, but Remlace would report that in her anger, Naerina had killed him. No. Alright, who the bloody hell wrote this? Remlace?
Yes?
What is this fictitious tripe that you expect me to read? It sounds like poorly thought out fan fiction.
Your point being?
Who even compiled this report?
That would be one, Piero Yeti. Don't worry, if you feel this report is inaccurate, then I'll relay your skepticism to his superior, Inquisitor Victoria.
Inaccuracy would be an understatement. This is almost as bad, or even worse than those sisters.
Yeti, I have just gotten a message from Inquisitor Lord Remlace.
Oh, gazed at someone else's navel today, has he?
No, you sent them documents claiming to be accurate, but his acolyte has doubted their veracity. I have just read them, and they all have the hallmarks of your perverted scribbles.
Remlace wanted information about Inquisitor Obiwan. No one possessed information about that enigma, so like a good remembrancer of the modern age, I provided a supply to the demand.
This can ruin my reputation, Yeti. You're already a burden enough. I don't need to deal with the weight of your incompetence.
This is true. Judging by all of you popping out of your clothes, you have enough weight to deal with as it is. Wait a minute. How did this happen? I'm smarter than this.